Hey Scrap Force fans, back and roll back here with another video, this time by request. Been asked to look at the last plant level in World 3, and this is definitely a toughie if you don't have a strong team. This deep into World 3, you've got to have some pretty beefy characters now, heroes, and you really need your items maxed out. Recording on my iPhone this time because my iPad was dead, so sorry about that. So here, you're going against all Leaf, so that's good. You can see here I have a heavy team of fire, and I throw in the aerial there because he can charge someone up to give him hyper, which is always very, very useful to put on, say, Randall or Melvin. You don't necessarily need aerial and Randall, but of course they're going to make it much, much easier. And at the very end, I'll show you where some of the other heroes that you could substitute in that will be okay, but obviously not as good as those two. Always looking down at your items is very key here. You want to make sure that you have some type of heavy removal item, like the windmill or the big bomb thing I'm going to drop. The other thing that's really useful is the brainwash there maxed out. You can snag one of their characters off the board, so that kind of does double duty. You're taking a character off their side and giving you an extra little hit against them. Also, having high level and high character levels is good because you'll see I have 3,700 life, which gives me a long time to survive. Now, I probably didn't have to drop that right here with only 3 characters left on the board, but a lot of times they'll use a bombing run, or the dumb character will just hit it, and it'll take everybody off and clear the board for me, except for one little grunt drop down there. So now you can see I have 2,700 life. It's a lot more manageable. I'm up to 5 shards already, and I already have 1 versus 1 character on the board. And of course, my guy's being all fire, except for my one aerial, who I'll make sure I drop it closer to the end, and I'll be okay there. So you can see here, got my Fire Hassan out there. And of course, most of my characters are pretty beefed up. So again, playing this late into World 3, you definitely need to start having some heavy hitters. Having Joe is really nice on this one because of his splash damage, and my Joe's maxed out at 10 skill points, so very, very helpful. Throwing Randall out that early is sometimes kind of dumb, because if they throw out 3 or 4 characters, you can get more people to have burn. But again, I had this one pretty much wrapped up after I was able to clear the board on that 4th shard. So now I'll just start dropping characters. And of course, Randall is beast. He's awesome. Take out that Cyclops and start pounding away on their base. Yay, 60 points. That was pretty much worthless, but that's okay. I thought for a second here that I was like, oh, I'm in a little bit of trouble now. Because they use the mortar. I hate when they use those bombing runs and mortars and you got your whole team set up perfect of 8 characters. But that's okay. I throw out a few characters, charge them up with the fire version of Sun. And everybody just starts beating away on old Grum. So you can see, this level is not that difficult once you clear those first 4 characters, and the key to that is to having good items. I threw out the barricade, which gave me a little block, helped save some life, and then throwing out the big bomb, or a wind machine, or even release the hounds can be useful, and then you just got to get some characters out quick. Another way you could do this is, you'd have to be very careful though, would to be use one of the charge characters, like Iris, or the electric version of Sun, but you'd have to put them behind a fire character to protect them from the leaf characters, because leaf characters do double damage on those ones. So again, you could try to get some charge characters out there, but you really don't need to. So you can see, easily have this in hand now, 8 characters out. Did a good run too. Got a lot of nice items. And I actually grind away at this one. I do that a lot. I like to grind away killing all the characters and not just killing the base. One, I do it for the daily quests, but also there's long-term quests of killing 5,000 characters. And so that does take some time. So I like to get as many characters killed per run. Plus, with limited amount of energy, sometimes I don't get to play that many times if I'm running a couple of the higher raids. I only get 50, or I use 50, excuse me, I use 50 energy, so I only get a couple more battles and I'm completely out, unless I want to spend crystals. So again, I was in trouble a little bit there, but not too bad. I was able to drop out a whole bunch of characters because I'm up to 10 shards, and most of mine cost 2 or 3 or 4. I'm not really sure what to say about if you don't have some of these higher level characters. Go back and grind some of the fire levels to beef up your fire characters. But again, you have to have a nice water team to be able to do that. So saying if you can't grind, in my beginner tips, I tell you that probably one of the best places to grind is the last level in World 2. And you only get blue and green dust there, but you could dump that into fire characters. You're just not going to get the extra XP out of it, which sucks sometimes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm thinking, try to go back to the fire world if you have a decent enough water team to be able to fight against the excuse me, if you have a good enough water team to fight the fire people, then you'll be okay, and get these guys max level, definitely max level, and as many of their skills up as well. Again, the skills aren't a huge necessity, but definitely going to help you out. And if you have a Randall or an Ariel, they're going to really help you. And any of the 5, 6 tier characters are going to be beneficial to you. But I like having a lot of fire in here because you're always going to be able to do the double damage and take half as much damage from the leaf characters. And of course, always items, and that's one of the great things about the last level in World 2 is you're going to be able to get the ancient relics and beef up your items. You've got to have a maxed out wind machine. You've got to have maxed out Release the Hounds. You've got to have maxed out the big explodey thing. I forget what it's called. So again, I think that's the key to that one is just getting lucky with the items in the beginning and dropping a few key characters. Ooh, let's see what character I get. Oh, so I know some of you are like, no, don't say Link. Well, I got all my items maxed out, so. And I get a Anthony Scrapper. I think his power's Sunder. I think I dropped him in somebody. I can't remember. I was away for the weekend. I think I got like 6th or 7th in the tournament. Didn't have phone service. Let's see here. What do I do? I always figure out who am I going to drop in. Oh yeah, my Mitch, because I still can't get my Gunther to 6 because Mitch never drops for me. And skill up failed. That sucks. I think I have one Mitch with 5, and then that one Mitch that has nothing in him. So, that really does it for this one. If there's any more requests, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to run through the levels. Again, if you don't have Ariel and Gunther, you can throw in Ming, he's great. You can throw in Jose, he has 0 shards. You can throw in Fire Amir, he's not going to give you any base support, you know, no base points, but that's okay. Alex, 103 their base, 1 shard, 48 can just get somebody in the way. Nava, maxed out, it's going to give you a nice barrage hit, so that can be very useful. So again, there's some other characters that you could use in lieu of not having those really strong ones. So, alright, thanks guys. If there's any more requests, please let me know, and peace out.